Hello again. Every once in a while a court case crops up which captures perfectly the spirit of our times. Sometimes such legal proceedings mark a watershed and people see them in retrospect as a turning point in some trend or other, but I doubt that this will happen with the case at which I am looking today. That of Moroccan Ahmed Alid. It illustrates very clearly a number of features of immigration in modern Britain which have long been observed. The first of these is Britain's willingness to take rootless foreigners into the country and provide them with a home, even when these people have been rejected by other countries in Europe and their claims for asylum turned down. In 2020, Ahmed Alid arrived in Britain after drifting around Europe for years. Austria, Spain, Sweden, Norway, Finland, from where he was deported. He lived in Germany for a long time, but they refused his application for asylum. After claiming asylum here, he was of course given a place to live. 4 years later, the Home Office had still not made up its mind whether or not to grant his application for asylum. This is another tendency in modern Britain, to take years to decide on the status of random people who turn up in our country on spec like this. He was housed firstly in Hull and then in Hartlepool. This is of course another trend. At one time, immigrants and asylum seekers used to be concentrated in London and other big cities. These days the government feels that other places, such as the northwest coast of England, should share the burden. It means that formerly quiet towns become vibrant and multicultural overnight. Ahmed Alid was an Islamist, something else which is often not noticed by the authorities here. He was sharing the place where he lived with another asylum seeker, an Iranian called Yavid Nouri. Since arriving in Britain to claim asylum, this man, formerly a Muslim, had found Jesus and been attending church regularly. That old dodge. This racket was brought into the light of day a little while ago when Afghan asylum seeker Ahmed Alid threw drain cleaner in the face of a woman and harmed her child in the process. He had become a regular churchgoer too, as part of an attempt to have his claim for asylum accepted in Britain. It's a fairly widespread practice of which many people were unaware until the case of Ahmed Alid came to light. Ahmed Alid tried to murder his Christian housemate by stabbing him repeatedly while crying Allahu Akbar. This too has become something which we in this country have seen on more than one occasion over the last few years. After stabbing his housemate, he rushed out into the street and hacked to death an old Englishman walking past. Collateral damage of this kind from crazed Islamists is also one of those things with which we have become familiar. Finally, of course, there is the claim that he was somehow mentally ill. In court, he claimed to have lost his mind through stress. The stress, that is, of living with a Christian and not being given asylum in Britain. All in all, Ahmed Alid is a textbook case when it comes to considering some trends which are fast becoming part of the way of life in this country. It may be the case that this whole business will prove a turning point and draw people's attention to various goings on in Britain today, but I'm inclined to doubt it.